cream.
Meh, need the protein.
Big Gray Squirrel, what are you doing?
Just hold still. It will be easier this way.
Uh-oh, cut to the review! Cut to the review!
On the table, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom Mini Action Dino Blind Packs.
Whoa!
You alright over there, Barry?
Dizzy!
So it looks like we possibly maybe have 12 mini action dinos to unopen today. Curious to see how Mattel is going to run things now that they are in the driver's seat. And of course, once we open these up, we can move on to the super colossal Tyrannosaurus Rex, as we'll be looking at that soon too. She really wants those blind bag minis.
I just want the world to stop spinning.
Alright, let's begin this opening craziness. Now, if you look on the back of the bag, there is a hidden imprinted code on the bottom. We hope that works. I even put some tape on there and put the letter A because I'm old. And now we can see, if you really look closely, there's an A right there after a bunch of numbers. Usually Mattel is pretty good with this, with their Justice League figures, Teen Titans, things like that. So if you're looking for a certain dinosaur you have to have, that is one way to possibly do it or fail. Anyhow, let's remove. So we begin with the mighty T-Rex. I seem to have misplaced my Hasbro bag of dinos from Jurassic World. When I first opened this one up, I kind of thought it was the same thing, but I'm thinking this one is slightly designed a little bit better if it can stand so well. Also, check this out. We have a point of articulation. Hasbro never did that with their miniature dinos. Really impressed how this first one has turned out so far. Looks to be a base plastic of tan with a little bit of darker brown and red rub painted down the back. Her eye is a little tricky to see. Maybe I'll get a permanent marker and try to dabble a little. The plastic is somewhat rubbery and gives pretty well, but reforms back to what you need it to be. So with our first dino, I'm excited to see more. And on to our second bag. What will it be? And it's Velociraptor Blue. If you didn't get my pun from before, this was bag B. Bag B for blue should be pretty easy to remember. Hope that works out for you. Blue is probably the second most popular dinosaur in this list after the T-Rex. Or actually maybe really is the most popular of these dinosaurs. Now I'm having just a slightly trickier time getting her to stand, but we do have articulation on her hind legs, so maybe she'll stand a little bit better with her tail down. I am so excited they included a little bit of articulation in these. And I would say, looking at that blue band going down her back, the detail on these is just a little bit better than what we saw with Hasbro. Thanks, Blue! I'm hoping this is bag C. Sometimes C's and G's are really hard to read in the imprints. And we found a Triceratops, our first herbivore of the day. Triceratops's head on a rotational pivot. Man, it's so nice to see dinosaurs of this scale with a little bit of movement. I should also add, in each and every pack we do have a guide to help you find what you are looking for. Nice little image of a volcano exploding, and a bunch of dinos to collect. Package D. Looks like we found a Parasaurolophus. Haha, that's the hardest one to say. This one in sort of a mustard plastic with brown down its back, a little bit of red going down her crest on her head. A nice wide stance going on down this minifigure. Mattel really did their homework on standing. The pivot joint articulation in the neck. And that's Parasaurolophulus's impression when the asteroid was about to crash. Nice looking dino, and for a $2.99 price point, turns out to be a pretty good deal. Onward to package E. It's an Ankylosaurus, or the thing they stuck in Chekhov's ear in Star Trek II. Wow, look at all that armor. Looks like we have articulation in that plated tail. That's gotta possibly hurt. Looks good with a muddy grayish brown plastic and green highlights. And Pack F. Aha, stick 'em up! It's another Stygimoloch! Just built the one from Lego the other day. This one a little tippy though, likes to fall back on that back tail. We have more head articulation with her. A nice deep reddish brown plastic with more brown going down her back. A little bit of gray on that skull plating. What do you think? Do these guys ram heads together? Or is it just for decoration? Uh-oh, she's got a trank gun. It's a stick-up. Let's get out of here. Package G would be the next in the bet of Alpha. Ah, one of my personal favorites, the classic Stegosaurus. Nothing says dinosaur more than Stegosaurus. Look at those giant green plates going down her back. I kind of wish it was the other way around though, green with tan plates. Still though, a very sharp looking toy. Looks like she has her articulation in the tail. Very nice looking mini. Now we open H. And we're looking at a Dilophosaurus. Put some goggles on. Bah! Oh! Oh! Oh man! There we go. Dilophosaurus, one of the original favorites from Jurassic Park. A little bit smaller than some of the other dino minis we are seeing today. You always kind of forget how tiny the Dilophosaurus is, and then you see that neck crest thingy going on. Now, is this dinosaur still kind of made up, or has this actually been found? At least the neck crest umbrella thing. Couldn't remember if they added that on or not. Great color scheme, also with a nice green full body and the red going on the crest and the head thingies. Yay for the Dilophosaurus, one of my favorites. I want to see what's inside bag I. Oh, brother. Ooh, a Baryonyx.
I like that name.
Yeah, I do too. The Baryonyx is one of those dinosaurs I always want to know more about, as I don't really know much about it. And then I forget about it. And then when I see it again, I want to know more about it. I think I had it penned in one of those Jurassic Park cell phone games, and was always fascinated looking at it. Has that very nice lizard-like, alligator-like head thing going on. And maybe it had something to do with the Spinosaurus too. This one is one of the few dinosaurs with the opening and closing mouth. I really like the feature on this one. The main body is mostly brown with a little bit of green going down her back. I'd say I'd put her in the top 5 of these minis. Doing good so far, let's open up bag J. Very nice, an Apatosaurus. In my day, we used to call them Brontosaurus. Oh, did we now? The Apatosaurus, one of the largest of these minis, and possibly the first to get his head lopped off by scissors. Be really careful when opening this pack. She pretty much spans from one corner to the other. Just look at that long neck and how far she reaches. Kind of a plain color on her though. Kind of a sandy brown, and maybe a little bit of gray going down her back. Still though, a very nice looking mini, and one I'm tempted to buy a couple more of. Oh dear, we better speed the camera up for this one. Okay, time for Pack K. Bag K is the other Velociraptor in green. I hope this doesn't spoil anything for the movie. I do really hope that Delta, Charlie, or Echo did survive. Please, please, please. Just like Blue, this one has articulation in the legs. And I guess this would be the only repeat dino in this first wave of series. So if you're looking for a Velociraptor in all green with very little markings, Bag K is your dino. And L for last. I'm pretty sure what dinosaur is exactly in this pack, as it is so flat. See if you can guess too. It's a Pteranodon, our first flyer of the day, probably our last. Really flat. Luckily though, both wings are articulated, our first double feature. Well, obviously, if one wing wasn't, that would be problematic. Orange and brown, I wonder if this thing is like a potato chip to the Tyrannosaurus Rex. We can also flap our wings up and rotate a little bit. I think it may have something to do with the pink Power Ranger though. And here are all the mini action dinos we saw today. I would say this collection turned out pretty well, and I could pretty much recommend any of them to pick up. And if I forgot to mention, the Dilophosaurus has a little bit of neck rotation. Oh man. Ah, she does eat them like potato chips. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom mini action dinos from Mattel arrive on store shelves April 2018. They run approximately $2.99 per bag. 12 dinosaurs to collect, all of them dinorific. If you're looking for the Indominus Rex, apparently there are 3 packs available as well, only available. Pick these up if you enjoy miniature dinosaur collecting at its finest, or have something to feed your super colossal Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's what I have to say about that.
Darn, I was not listening. Which package has the Squirrelosaurus? Thanks for watching Squirrel Stampede. Please, like, share, subscribe.